Hello, this is Tariq Habib. Today I gonna discuss about facades, and today's discussion includes what is facades and how to use facades, and also why we use facades is very important to understand. And then we will make a custom facades. Let's get started. What is facades? Facades provide a static interface to classes that are available in the application service container. All of Laravel's facades are defined in the Illuminate Support Facades namespace. Discussion of the definition is very hard to understand. Once we show you how we use facades, then you will understand very easily. Yeah. I am going to Visual Studio Code. Yeah. Before that, I am showing you I am also running Apache MySQL server. Yeah. Okay, this is Visual Studio Code, and I wrote here one function named db, in the web.php file. Yeah, and inside the db it returned app make db. Yeah, it actually connects with the database. Here we connect it with MySQL database, and then inside the route get method we return the db select method. Yeah, and inside select method we write select all from users. Users is a table. Yeah, so it will return all the lines from the users table, all the data from the users table. So if we write here in the browser's URL, then what's gonna happen? See, I paste this URL here and press enter. Yeah, see, this show the data in the database, only one row, because I have only one row in the database table. Okay, now here I wrote 2 lines of code. Yeah, and this is bit time consuming and bit tricky to write these lines, because there are some more functions like app function, make function, db function, and then use select function. Yeah, so this is a matter of like you have to memorize this code. Yeah, so what gonna be happen if the user write this line, only one line of code? I just close this, comment this, and if you use this one also, like return db : table users get, it would return the same result. And here db is a facade. Yeah, and this is we use the facade methods by using this double colon, like we use the static function. Yeah, we call the static function like this, and then we use the table method, and we show the method data by get function. Yeah, so here it returned the same result. I save it. Yeah, and then I go to the here and press enter. It returned the same result. See, so this is a bit easier because only one line here, but here we wrote 2 lines. Yeah, also there is another facade here, like user facade, and then select method, and inside select method we write users table dot star. It means it return all the rows from the users table, and then get, it also returns same result. I save it and then go to the browser and press enter. See, it shows the same result. Yeah, so this is actually how we use facades. Now we will create a custom facades, but before that we have to understand one thing, that is, in Laravel all services have a facade class. These facade classes extend the base facade class, which is part of Illuminate Support package. The only thing that they need to implement is the get facade accessor method. which returns the service name inside the container. Yeah. And now we will make a custom facade. The process of making facades is given below. That is, creating part 1, creating a PHP custom class, a nav class, and then creating a facade class nav extends facade. Yeah. Then we create a new provider using PHP artisan make provider nav provider. Then we bind the class the service provider. Yeah. And then we register the service provider to config.php file, and also register the alias, and then update our composer.json file. Yeah. And then we refresh the composer file and the cache, and then we call the function or facade by in the route folder web.php file. Yeah. So let's create these files. I already done it. I will show you where are the file located. Yeah. In the app folder, there is, see here, I just call up the files folders. There is a folder named navbar. Inside the navbar we wrote a class named class nav, and inside nav class we have a public function named bar which returns a text. I am not really a navbar. And inside navbar there is a folder called facades, and inside facades there is a file nav facade. Yeah. Inside nav facades we extend the nav class with the facade class. Yeah. And then we wrote a protected static function called get facade accessor. Yeah. And it returns a text nav. We actually bind the text in the service provider. How we do that? We go to the command line and wrote this PHP artisan make provider nav provider, this command. Yeah. Then this nav provider PHP file is created inside the provider folder. See here, nav provider has a nav provider.php. Yeah. Inside that we register and bind the nav. Yeah. And after that we will add the reference in the app.php file. App.php file located in the config folder. Yeah, inside the config folder, and inside that we register the provider. Yeah, by writing this line nav provider class. Yeah, here inside the providers. Yeah. And inside the aliases we wrote here nav and then the path of the nav class and then double : class. Yeah. And then we save that, and after that we update the composer.json. See here we have a file named composer.json. We just wrote navbar : navbar inside the PSR4. Yeah. And then save it, and then we refresh the composer by composer dump autoload command. Yeah, in the command line, and then we refresh the cache by PHP artisan cache clear command, and then we call the class in the route web.php file. See here in the web.php inside the route folder. See here the route folder. Yeah, and this is web.php. Inside that we wrote here a URL address. Yeah, that is route get method /navbar, and inside the navbar we call the facades nav facades by : bar. We are calling the method. Yeah, by : and then the method name. And see here if we save this, yeah, and if we write in the browser's URL this nav bar, then see what's gonna happen. I paste it here, /nav bar, and then press enter and see what's gonna happen. See, it shows I am not really nav bar. Yeah, that text we wrote in the nav.php file here, I am not really nav bar, this one. So this is all for today, and see you in the next lesson. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel. All the best. Bye bye.